Would you please rise for our national anthem, led by Courtney Mills, Anna Shirkey, Tyler Smith, and Calvin Horner, students in the Department of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome Mr. Jeffrey Standen, Dean of the Chase College of Law, to the podium.
Good evening. To our accomplished faculty in attendance, to the university officials appearing with me on the podium, to our distinguished invited guests, and most of all to the families and friends of the class of 2017, I extend my welcome to the commencement for the Northern Kentucky University Salmon P. Chase College of Law. My name is Jeffrey Standen, and I am honored to serve as the 15th Dean of our law school. I am also honored to offer my heartfelt and warm welcome to the class of 2017. This will be a great evening for you, marking the end of a long and difficult journey. Every person in this room is now fully aware of the difficulty of law school, of the sacrifice it involves, of the investment of time, treasure, and talents it requires, and of the intellectual challenges that lie ahead. It is my honor and pleasure to serve as your dean. Let me be the first now to ask everyone to join me in offering a round of applause to you, the NKU Chase College of Law class of 2017. I also bring you greetings from the Kentucky Supreme Court. Our Chase graduate, Justice Michelle Keller, is today attending her own daughter's graduation. Justice Keller extends her greetings and congratulations, wishes to each of you good luck and Godspeed, and says she looks forward to observing the fine attorneys you will become.
Please welcome Ms. Sue Ott Rowlands, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium.
Good evening. The Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University is fortunate to have outstanding faculty members who daily demonstrate their commitment to the tripartite mission of the university through their teaching, research, and service. To quote Chase's own Barbara McFarland, Director of the Student Success Initiatives and Assistant Professor of Law, I chose Chase after several decades at another law school because I perceived a true commitment here to assisting all students in acquiring the knowledge, skills, ethics, and dedication required for success in law school, on the bar exam, in the practice of law, and in service to the community. It was both a good choice and an accurate perception. It is my distinct pleasure to ask all faculty in the Simon P. Chase College of Law to stand and be recognized. Thank you. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I will ask them to stand as I call their names and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing the NKU Board of Regents, Vice Chair of the Board of Regents, Lee Shaben, Regent Terry L. Mann, Regent Richard Boyce, Regent Dennis Repenning, Regent Arnie D. Slaughter, Regent Andre R. Ward, Regent Will Weber. Please join me in recognizing the NKU Board of Trustees, Regents. Also on the platform are Mr. Jeffrey S. Mearns, President of Northern Kentucky University, Mr. Jeffrey A. Standen, Dean of the Chase College of Law, Ms. Jackie L. Hassler, Honorary Degree Recipient and Commencement Speaker, Professor Barbara McFarland, Grand Marshal, Mr. John M. Dunn, President of the Chase Alumni Council, Ms. Heather Crabb, Assistant Dean of Students, Chase College of Law, Mr. Lawrence Rosenthal, Professor of Law and Associate Dean of Academics, Chase College of Law, Ms. Joan M. Gates, Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel, Mr. Eric C. Gentry, Vice President for University Advancement, Mr. Barry Kenzel, President of the NKU Foundation Board, Dr. Daniel Nadler, Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Kevin G. Kirby, Dean of the College of Informatics, Dr. Kathleen Roberts, Senior Advisor to the President for Inclusive Excellence, Dr. Sue Hodges-Moore, Senior Vice President for Administration and Finance, Dr. Rebecca Porterfield, Dean of the Hale U.S. Bank College of Business, Dr. Diana McGill, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Cynthia Reed, Dean of the College of Education and Human Services, Dr. Dale Scalise Smith, Dean of the College of Health Professions, and Mr. Ben Jagger, Executive Assistant to the President and Secretary to the Board of Regents. Please join me in recognizing our platform party today. Thank you.
Please welcome Mr. Nicholas Hunt, President of the Student Bar Association, to the podium.
Good evening. I am honored to have the opportunity to speak to you on this wonderful occasion. I have often heard that no person accomplishes anything of substance alone. So, Chase Law Class of 2017, please stand and with applause acknowledge the people in your life who have helped you arrive to this moment. Each of us has faced our fair share of challenges along the way. It has not been easy. There were times when each of us wondered if we would be able to endure, times when we were afraid of failure. Yet, we persevered. And tonight, we cross a bridge and take our first step along the next leg of our journey. We are embarking on this journey during one of the most challenging times our nation has ever seen. We are more polarized as a nation than at any time in our recent history. We have listened to politicians skilled in rhetoric attempt to persuade us that they have the answers, that they have the right way. However, President Theodore Roosevelt once said, rhetoric is a poor substitute for action, and we have trusted only to rhetoric. If we are really to be a great nation, we must not merely talk, but we must act. Over the course of our nation's history, America has had their fair share of heroes, great men and women who stepped into the unknown, who lived lives of conviction. But if you're waiting for another Abraham Lincoln, a Martin Luther King Jr., or Rosa Parks to save the day, I am asking you to stop. Stop waiting and look in the mirror. When you do, you will see what I see. You will see the heroes of the future. Our future and that of our families, our communities, and our country will be determined by action and not rhetoric. We are the ones who must answer President Roosevelt's call to action. We must work toward unity to find the common ground with those who have opinions which differ from our own. It is only then that we will begin to see the lasting positive progress. So how do we achieve this unity? It can be achieved through the law. The law is the most unifying and equalizing force in our society. It is the foundation upon which all institutions are built. The law exists to protect everyone. We must believe that, or why else are we here? I want you to take a moment and think about what motivated you to become a lawyer. I know my motivation. I've seen the injustice which permeates the institutions of our society. With my own eyes, I have seen people mistreated because of their lack of education, the color of their skin, their sexual orientation, or their lack of wealth. I have seen them powerless to defend themselves against the power and control unfairly wielded by others. The laws of our country were designed to protect against such injustice. I intend to embark on a legal career with the conviction of long-held beliefs about fairness and equality, especially a belief in equal protection under the law. Each of us must identify our own convictions. Each of us must ask ourselves, in what do we believe? For what will we fight? And how will we continue the struggle when we suffer losses? We know how to win, but how will we react when we have given it our best and we lose? For me, it is dependent on the unwavering belief that all success is attained through a series of failures. Success is in the struggle, the refusal to give up, and the refusal to quit believing that positive change is possible. Please remember that when you feel defeated. Listen for the whisper of hope that urges us to try one more time. If we do, we will find ourselves doing what is hard and achieving what is great. This is the time, this is the place, and we are the next American heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. It is now my honor to present the Salmon P. Chase Award. This award is in the form of a likeness of a silver pitcher. The real pitcher is housed in the Cincinnati Museum Center and is numbered among the museum's most valuable artifacts. It was given to our namesake, Chief Justice Salmon P. Chase, by the African American community in Cincinnati in recognition of Chase's stalwart advocacy on behalf of freed slaves. Chase's silver pitcher and the award given today in its honor has drawn the attention of the nation's current Chief Justice, John Roberts. Chief Justice Roberts, in speaking about our law school's Chase Award, has said that graduates of the Chase College of Law should, like the Chief Justice Chase himself, and I quote, bring discipline, integrity, skill, and courage to your labors, and couple those virtues with a sense of public service and a personal commitment to justice. Today, we bestow the Chase Award on a graduate of the class of 2017 who wonderfully exemplifies the ideals embodied in the life of Salmon P. Chase, represented by the silver pitcher and spoken of by Chief Justice Roberts. Of this graduating student, Chase Professor David Singleton has written, "I have never had a student who better exemplifies a commitment to social justice. She has taken on the most cases of any one in our clinic class this year and in previous years." Another recommender wrote about this person, "She has achieved successes for her clinic clients that some practicing lawyers should envy and emulate." Along with her clinical work, this graduate volunteers at Cincinnati Children's Medical Center and visits the Preschool Abuse Award at Children's with her therapy dog. She has been a tireless ambassador for Chase, always volunteering and helping us tell Chase's great story to our next generation of students. Finally, she has overcome difficult circumstances in childhood, one with which many in this room are familiar. She was told she would not likely graduate from high school, and today she graduates from law school. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2017 Salmon P. Chase Award, Jennifer Zacchaeus Miller. Congratulations, Jennifer. For my valedictory, I'd like to offer two brief observations about you, about Chase students. As you can see from the award for Jennifer Zacchaeus Miller and from the remarks of SBA President Hunt, Chase students are highly dedicated. They are dedicated to the well-being of their community, as we saw. They are also intensely dedicated to their studies here in law school. But here's my point. At Chase, and this is unusual in legal education, our students are dedicated to each other. Chase students are a family, a nice, well-behaved family, I should add. You'll see this soon as we continue our tradition of legacy hooding at graduation, as former Chase graduates have the honor of bestowing the doctoral hood on their children and grandchildren and loved ones. Chase is a family. Our students help each other. They understand that we are all in this together. Second, Chase students have a determined, positive approach to their work. I find this interesting. Our students come to us from all kinds of educational experiences and personal backgrounds, from communities large and small, from points all over the state, the region, and the nation, all with varying expectations, goals, and interests. Yet somehow, despite our great variety, Chase students, in my view, quickly arrive at a common understanding. They understand, you understand, that you are not the consumers of a legal education. Instead, you are the co-producers of it. Our students work side by side with each other and with our faculty, contributing through their long hours of study and exam preparation to the production of a mind trained in the law, to the production of a lawyer made practice-ready by Chase. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at the facts. Chase graduates are enormously successful. They sit as judges all over the important judicial benches throughout Kentucky, Ohio, and other states, both at the state and federal levels. Chase grads serve in the U.S. Congress in numerous state legislatures and in other important government roles. Chase alumni are partners in every major law firm in the region and are principals at numerous smaller firms. Our graduates represent the government in court, fight against the government in court, and work in other vital roles representing clients of all means and in all causes. It is our graduates working with each other and with our faculty that produce the incredible bar exam results that make Chase the #1 law school in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Lawyers have two missions. First, wherever we live, we are to do our best to use our skills to help keep the peace in our great nation. Second, it is the lawyer's job to do all we can to help create prosperity in all of its many dimensions, helping people improve their lives and the lives of their loved ones and the well-being of their communities. Peace and prosperity, that is the mission of the lawyer. That is the mission of our graduates today. I am proud to say that Chase graduates, like Chase students, fulfill their high calling very well. Class of 2017, you have completed the tough, exhausting program of the Chase Law School curriculum. The Chase faculty laid down a challenge, and you met it. You learned law lessons and life lessons. We are very proud of you. Keep up the good work. Let me close my remarks by introducing you to another Chase graduate of whom we are very proud, Ms. Jackie Hausler. Not too long ago, Jackie sat among you, a graduating Chase student eager to find her way in the world. She was equipped like you are equipped. As her outstanding career success will suggest, Jackie has taken her degree to terrific heights in the financial services industry. She has served as Managing Director of CapVest Ventures, as partner at Adena Ventures Fund, as Managing Director of an investment banking firm, as a partner of Blue Chip Venture Company, and with the Mergers and Acquisitions Division of Cincinnati Bell. In 1996, Jackie co-founded Opus Capital Management, a registered investment advisory firm, where today she serves as Chief Executive Officer. But much more importantly, in my view, Jackie is also a dedicated and loyal alumna of Chase. In so many ways, she has extended her helping hand to the next generation of Chase students. Jackie is a founder of our Transactional Law Practice Center, a member of Chase's Board of Visitors, and also serves on the Board of Trustees of the Northern Kentucky University Foundation. In her free time, she also serves on numerous other business, community, and charitable boards. Jackie is a model alumna, and she provides an outstanding model for all of us today. Please welcome to the podium the 2017 Chase College of Law Commencement Speaker, Ms. Jackie Hausler.
I forgot to mention that I cry at weddings and graduation ceremonies, so try not to do that today. Thank you, Dean Stanton. I'd like to recognize the members of the Board of Regents, President Mearns, Dean Stanton, distinguished platform party, faculty, alumni, family, and friends, and most importantly, the 99 graduates of the 2017 graduating class of Chase College of Law. Congratulations. It is indeed an honor and a privilege and a pleasure for me to be here tonight to celebrate with you this momentous occasion. Thank you for extending the invitation. We are here to celebrate you and the commencement of the next chapter of your lives as you begin your outstanding careers as lawyers. I graduated from this outstanding law school in May 1988. It seems like just yesterday. I pursued a law school education without any intention of practicing law, My classmates thought I was absolutely insane, and perhaps I was, but it has served me extremely well. You know, in fact, I was on a continuing quest to pursue a legal education that would provide self-improvement and excellence. And I found my education here to be one of the best and most rigorous experiences of my life. It taught me to view the world differently. That is, that situations are not always binary. I came to law school after a career. I was out 5 years. I came from a CPA career. I was working for a large public accounting firm where most answers in accounting are debits or credits and not much in between. Because of my accounting background, I found the first semester of law school extremely challenging. I expected easy and finite answers to legal problems. One of my professors recognized my frustration with the time-tested Socratic method and counseled me over a few weeks as to how to approach the study of law. That is, to change my paradigm and stop thinking like an accountant. And then it clicked. I learned to think like a lawyer, to think critically and precisely, and to articulate ideas with clarity and conviction. I was challenged to think differently and to be a problem solver. Steve Jobs was an individual who thought differently. Like so many successful entrepreneurs, he didn't fear failure. He understood that failure was a teacher. What did Jobs fear the most? Mediocrity. He defied it. He refused to accept it. Apple became a standout company because of Steve Jobs' pursuit of excellence and his refusal to accept mediocrity. Despite the mixed views on Steve Jobs, he made an indelible mark on the world through his significant innovations and contributions. I've always been frustrated by mediocrity. My parents instilled in me a drive to excel, to rise above the challenges, to not accept the status quo, or simply be satisfied with good enough. In my endeavors, I've always set high standards and considered myself to be on a mission to passionately protest mediocrity. I'll call this my condition. I'd like to share with you 3 lessons that have shaped and defined my life and my career. As I reflected on the genesis of my condition, I realized that my first lesson may have originated very early in my life, and I could recall back to 3rd grade. Like every other year in grade school, my parents attended the parent-teacher conference, and that year my teacher was Mrs. Fenton. I remember it like it was yesterday. Mrs. Fenton made quite the impression on my parents when she pronounced that Jackie is no mediocre child. This, I believe, started my journey against anything mediocre, as my parents would share for decades Mrs. Fenton's comments with family, friends, and complete strangers for decades. I knew that I had to achieve personal excellence in everything that I undertook so as not to disappoint my parents in everything I did, in school, piano and organ, French class, gymnastics, ballet, just to name a few. Believe me, at the age of 9, this was a lot of pressure. However, it became a way of life and the standard by which I operated going forward. Like most of us, my parents played such a critical role in my life. My late father, Edgar, an engineer, was almost 2 decades older than my mom. He was extremely outspoken, very disciplined and demanding of himself and others. He was always striving to improve, to better himself, and provide better opportunities for our family. He set the bar extremely high. He believed that a strong foundation in education would set the course for my life. To this end, he did everything to move the family to Shaker Heights, a Cleveland suburb, to take advantage of the premier educational system that Shaker Heights afforded. So I attended elementary school, junior high, and high school in Shaker Heights. My mother, a nurse, was in many ways the opposite of my dad. She was soft-spoken and nurturing, but it was clear, like Dad, she held everyone to a very high standard and ran a very clean ship. On this subject, my mom and dad were in total agreement. I never doubted that there was a tacit understanding in our home that excellence was expected. My challenge to you is to not accept the status quo. Mediocrity cannot become the new standard. Never let good enough be good enough. If we set the bar low, then everyone is exceptional. But then, if everyone is exceptional, then no one is exceptional. To quote Steve Jobs, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Don't settle for mediocrity. The second lesson that my parents instilled was that no matter what the situation or how great the challenge, there's always a way. This isn't just a corny slogan, it's a way of life that my parents demonstrated from time to time, over and over, that in fact, this was the way to approach life. This belief that there's always a way was the bedrock of the company that my husband Len and I started in 1996. Based on our respective backgrounds, Len and I decided to start a registered investment advisory. And keep in mind that neither one of us had managed money previously. However, Len held a position for 12 years as Director of Investments for Cincinnati Bell, so he was accustomed to researching and selecting managers, investment managers, to invest pension assets. I had a background in financial services as an investment banker, a CPA, and a venture capitalist. We were too naive to know that we couldn't do it. For example, after operating the firm for only 2 years, I became aware of an opportunity to manage money for an insurance fund for the state of Ohio. The mandate was $10 million. It was a lot of money for us at the time as a startup, and that would really double our assets. Several acquaintances said to me, "You don't have the requisite experience and the track record, because typically you need a 3 to 5 year track record. You'll never qualify for the opportunity." I was determined to win the business, and we did. Never underestimate the power of naivete. It has built careers and organizations that very few thought possible. Spurred on by the bedrock belief of there's always a way, we built our company over the next 17 years. We attracted clients and assets. We grew the firm to $2 billion in assets until the day of the dreaded call. My belief that there's always a way was put to the ultimate test in 2014 upon receiving a call from our largest institutional client, whom we had served for 10 years. I was out of the office and traveling when my husband took the call. And he called me, and I could tell after 22 years of marriage, there was something not quite right in his voice. I said, "What's wrong?" I knew immediately something was wrong. He said, "They're terminating the account," and my heart sank. This was a significant account at $850 million and represented almost 45% of our business. We were caught off guard, but not unprepared. How would you react if half of your business was pulled out from under you in a 2-minute phone call? Len and I discussed the dire situation with our partners. Everyone initially believed there was no way to recover from this, that we would possibly have to close the company, lay off people. I assured everyone that we would find a way to get through this, which we did. Since that client loss almost 3 years ago, with our dedicated and hardworking team, we've grown assets in our wealth management division, we've continued to hire staff, we opened a second office in Chicago, we've increased our product offerings. In summary, we survived. Recently, a friend who works in the same industry said to me, "You were so lucky to get through that disaster." I was reminded of one of my father's wise sayings, "You're never lucky, you're prepared." And indeed, we were prepared because excuse me, we had established a rainy day fund after the financial crisis in 2008 as a contingency plan in the event of client losses or other erosion of assets. We survived because we believe there's always a way. As you begin your careers, know that you're going to face situations where everything seems to be working against your client and you. The obstacles will seem endless. In those moments, remember, there's always a way. Be committed to exhausting all resources to make things happen. The third lesson I learned is the importance of advocacy. As lawyers, you will act as champions for your clients. This lesson of advocacy was reinforced for me on Christmas Eve, 1987, one semester before I was supposed to graduate from Chase. That evening, before turning in before the Christmas Day festivities, my father said to me, "Promise me one thing." I said, "What's that?" He said, "Promise me that you'll always take care of your mom." I wondered why he would make a request like that. Of course I would always take care of my mom. 1 week later, on New Year's Day, 1988, my dad passed away suddenly, but I was committed to honoring his request to always take care of my mom. Fast forward to Christmas of 2016, this past holiday, while on vacation in Florida with my husband and my mother, my mom became very ill with a life-threatening infection. I'm sorry. I took her to the hospital, and in Florida, don't get sick in Florida, because hospitals are not good there. So I flew her back. I hired an air ambulance and flew her back to Cincinnati. And the ICU team at Christ Hospital did more in 2 hours than the other hospital had done in 2 weeks. So upon meeting my mom's doctors, my first plea was that they not give up on her. She's 87 years old. Sometimes there's a tendency to give up on elderly people. I asked that they think outside the box in treating her. I said I wasn't going to cry, but sorry. I shared with them a conversation that I had with my mom on Christmas Day where I said, "Mom, you're not eating, you're not drinking." I said, "Are you ready to go to heaven?" And she said, "Hell no." She said, "I'm going to be with you until I'm 100. And I believed her. And I shared that story with the doctors. As of last week, I had spent 4 months by my mother's hospital bed for an average of 20 hours a day. But I never missed a beat. It was a mobile office that I set up in the hospital room. And I continued to work. I'm on multiple boards, and I continued with messages and calls with my team, so I didn't miss a beat. But I felt the need to be there around the clock, to meet with doctors, to interface with the nurses, and to keep a watchful eye on my mom. Several doctors and nurses indicated that they had never seen a more dedicated family member. I believe that sharing my mom's expectations and seeing my strong commitment and willingness to advocate on her behalf formed the basis for the medical staff's commitment to my mother and her care. In spite of the tremendous care she received, there were occasions where I had to call out certain issues that were sometimes met with resistance by the nurses and the doctors. I was determined to uphold my promise to my father to always take care of my mom. I'm happy to report that as of last Friday, my mom was discharged from the hospital, and she's recovering at home. And many of the professionals, the medical professionals at the hospital said that because of my vigilance and my advocacy, I'm so sorry. It played a large role in my mom's recovery. So I believe that in medical situations, vigilance can make the difference between life and death. And in the legal world as well, vigilance can be the difference between guilt and innocence. As attorneys, you can change the lives of many people by advocating for just one. Speak up, speak out, and in doing so, you can create positive change. Thank you for allowing me to share those 3 stories and lessons that have really formed the basis of my life and career. And I would encourage all of 99 of you to celebrate your success today. Because tomorrow, as you embark on your exciting new careers as lawyers, just remember, don't accept mediocrity, strive for excellence, overcome failures and obstacles, and believe that there's always a way. And finally, advocate for the people who trust you. You can change the lives of many by advocating for just one. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was so moving and inspirational. Could President Mearns and Ms. Hausler please join me at the podium? The Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents does hereby confer the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws upon Jackie L. Hausler in recognition of her exceptional leadership and distinguished service in the legal, business, and financial fields, her demonstrated commitment to higher education, and her strong support of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law. Her leadership and her service embody Chase's vision of excellence in legal education and public engagement to the benefit of the legal profession and society at large. Done on this 5th day of May, 2017, in testimony whereof we have affixed to this document our signatures and seal of the university.
Today's musical interlude will be performed by the NKU Brass Quintet. Amparito Roca, a Spanish march for brass quintet by Jamie Texterow. Please welcome Mr. Jeffrey S. Mearns, President of Northern Kentucky University.
Well, good evening. It is an honor to serve as the president of Northern Kentucky University, and it is a privilege to have the opportunity to speak to you on this very special occasion. You know, you, the graduating class of 2017, you are part of a tradition of excellence that has characterized this law school for more than 100 years. As you know, there are 99 of you, including our December graduates. You have come to us from more than 40 colleges and universities across the country and around the world. 34 of you are graduating this evening with honors, 10 as cum laude, 15 as magna cum laude, and 9 as summa cum laude. The cords that you are wearing reflect your academic accomplishments. As our faculty knows, many of you have published in one of our 2 journals. 18 of you were involved in our outstanding moot court and trial advocacy programs, and many more of you were part of other student organizations and activities. And in addition to those academic achievements and those extracurricular activities, the members of this outstanding graduating class also donated thousands of hours to pro bono activities and to community service. Individually, as you know, individually and collectively, you have worked hard and you have accomplished a great deal, and we are here with you this evening because all of us are so proud of you. For each of you, today marks an end and a beginning. It is the end of your formal legal education and the beginning of your career now as a lawyer. Whether you enter private practice or public service, or whether you use your law degree in business or some other field, you will draw upon the legal training and the skills that you have received and developed here. And we are confident, all of us are confident, that you are well prepared for the challenges and the exciting opportunities that await you. As some of you know, I practiced law for more than 15 years, and so as you embark upon your career in the law, I want to take just a moment to give you a few suggestions, if I may. First, always remember that you must put your client's interests before your own personal interest. As a lawyer, that is your professional duty. But never forget that what your client wants to do and what the law permits may not always be the same thing. At all times, it is your ethical obligation to speak the truth and to obey the law, irrespective of your client's demands. Always remember, please, always remember that every case is important to your client. While a matter may seem routine or inconsequential to you, every case matters to your client. Commit yourself, as you've heard, commit yourself to excellence in every case, every day. Always remember that a lawyer's obligation is to serve both private interests and the public good. No matter how you choose to earn a living, please become involved in public service by providing pro bono legal services or by volunteering with charitable organizations or civic associations. And please remember that as lawyers, we have another special obligation: to use our voice. This country was founded on the principle of equal justice for all. So in addition to your professional responsibility to seek justice for your clients, remember that as lawyers, you have a moral obligation to speak out against any injustice. Don't shrink from this obligation. Embrace it. And please also remember that within each one of you, there is some special motivation that brought you to this law school and which brings you to this place at this time. You've overcome obstacles, and there are going to be more challenges ahead, and there will be disappointments in the days to come. So never forget the dream that brings you here. Whenever you feel discouraged, recall that professional aspiration, recall that dream, and pursue your dream with passion and courage. And finally, on a personal note, please never forget to show affection and appreciation for your family and your friends and for all of the other people in your lives who have helped you become the talented women and men that you are. Honor their gifts to you and repay the debt that you owe to them by sharing your talents and your good fortune with others who need your help. Thank you. Best wishes. Godspeed. And now let's get to the business at hand. Dean?
Mr. President, it is my privilege to present the men and women who have successfully completed the requirements for the degree of Juris Doctor or for the degree of Master of Legal Studies.
It is now then my privilege to confer those degrees. Will you, the candidates, please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky through the Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents, I confer upon you the degrees of Juris Doctor and Master of Legal Studies. I now declare you a graduate of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University. Congratulations on your professional attainment.
Emily M. Albrink. Cora L. Allen. Douglas Allen. Brett D. Berry. Eric S. Butel. Kelsey Lynn Brado. Zachary D. Briggs. Stephanie Scott Brooks. Jennifer Ann Carpenter. Kelsey M. Carpenter. Alexis Cataldo. Christopher W. Catanzaro. Got it. William S. Kai. Drew A. Chalfant. Shelby Danielle Cheney. Robert A. Clark. Andrew L. Coleman. Jamie L. Collins. Erin Michelle Conklin. Emily J. Cooney. Alec W. Cunningham. Jessica M. Davis. Perry Davis III. James C. Deaton. Allison K. Ernst. Javier Luis Esteve. Anne Claire Estill. Joshua C. Evans. Oh, wait. Taylor Farley III. Joseph N. Flanagan. Star M. Ford IV. Joshua D. Goebel. Miranda J. Hellman. Cody Richard Hensley. Jonathan Scott Hopper. Alexandria K. Jones.
How's that happen, Jones? Huh?
Oops. Nicholas J. Hunt. Natasha A. King. Hillary D. Lantrip. Soraya Nicole Woodyard Lattimore. Danielle R. Lawson. Elizabeth M. Long. Linda Laisha Long. Caitlin A. Marshall. Jace S. Martin. Evan R. McFarland. Claire M. McVeigh. Eric L. Merrill. Andrew D. Mick. Jennifer S. Mullins. Terrence M. Mulvaney. Ashley O. Nash. Kristen Taylor Newsom. James Alexander Oliva. Ryan Austin Oliver. Richard Daniel Pantoja. Jessica Lee Powell. Mason S. Powell. Chad Alexander Powers.
You can do my first name, too.
Larry Tyler Puckett. Nicholas J. Ramler. Catherine R. Ritzman. Leah D. Rowland. Charles E. Rust. Andrea B. Sager. Erin Marie Sandy. James S. Sayre. Lisa M. Schreihart. Amanda M. Sexton. Douglas J. Shellen. Stephanie LaKay Smith. David William Spalding. Charlotte Ann Spencer. Courtney L. Surrey. Brendan James Sullivan.
It was a dare.
Jesse James Taylor. Grace L. Tucker. Kristen A. Turner. John M. Walton III. Ryan S. Wheeler. Zachary E. Whitehead. Sarah Morgan Whitfield. Lori C. Williams.
You know what? I do.
Jessica L. Wilson. Shelby E. Wilson. Bridget N. Woolham. Jennifer Lee Zacchaeus Miller. Nicholas A. Zuccarelli. And receiving the Master of Legal Studies grant, Christopher Hammond.
Please join me in offering congratulations once again to our class of 2017. As we promised, this ceremony has been a terrific celebration of a huge achievement by you, our graduates. On behalf of the faculty and staff at the NKU Chase College of Law, it has been our privilege and our delight to work with you these past few years. We like you. Please don't be a stranger. Come back and visit us. Help us maintain and improve everything that we do. Chase is a special place, and we are special because you are special. Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Would you please rise for the singing of our alma mater, led by the students from the Department of Music? The words of the alma mater are on the back cover of your program.
Northern, let your vision lead us, hearts of women, men, and youth. Help us seek the higher virtues, guide us to the greater truth. Northern, northern, alma mater, may our lives enrich your name. and in time leave us your children, better far than when we came.
That concludes our commencement ceremony. Please remain standing while the platform party and the graduates leave the hall.
I'm all right.